Something by my side, girl. You make me start to hate my wife, girl. What do you want for you? Joke with me, me say, do you something bad, girl? Something by my side, girl. I want you to turn me all the while, girl. You me want to you want the vibes, girl. Me girl into me so right. Me girl and me fi tell you. Hook up me body, girl, and do no let go. Me girl, you no regular. The banana.
Good night, mommy.
Good night. How are you?
Good night. You hear my music?
Round loud.
Seriously, Bella?
Party?
Yes, girl, we're having a party, but you hear me song, you hear me music.
I'm not sure I know that song now.
One little reason. Alright. So Bam,
Oi.
tonight, I was had a little double booking session. But double booking sessions could turn into great things, So
True.
tonight we have guests on Jazz Bambi. Yes, we have guests on Jazz Bambi tonight.
That is very good.
There are some celebrities in the house.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes. So you want me to introduce them or not?
Please and thanks. Let me see
Keep them in the back. All right.
Let us see our guests.
So, oh good, look, people join on. So we have with us here, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
And then we have Mike.
Good evening.
Right? Yeah. We have Sasha Face. I know Sasha Face wants to.
Sasha Face will remain anonymous, right?
Sasha Face wants to remain anonymous.
Nice to join you all, okay?
Yes, you hear Sasha Face?
Your voice inside, but we didn't see your face.
I prefer to remain anonymous.
That is how it's going to be tonight with Sasha Face. She wants to keep Sasha quiet. So. Sasha not too fierce tonight, yes. So how you doing? What's up?
I'm good. How was your Sunday?
I did normal. I was painting again whole day today, and then cleaning. So a little tired, and now getting to wind down with some drinks that Sasha Face made. What? What? A peach spritzer. It's a peach spritzer. It's a peach spritzer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All I know have alcohol in it, so I'm good.
Well,
so we all drinking peach spritzer.
You're a spritzer boy.
Yeah, man.
Yes, so I want to say good night to Kaike, good night Prime Hattie, hi Lynn, hi Gavion, Anicia, Head to Toe, Stefan. Welcome to Jazz and Bambi Girl Talk. And tonight we have a special topic that we're going to talk about. You actually came up with this topic though, and I really would like to know, what was the inspiration though? Why this topic?
Well, to be honest, girl, I was I don't know if you heard this song, the words of the song that I was just playing, but
not really.
Was that?
Not really.
It's Side Gyal by Alkaline. So everybody who know that song can go and check it out. But I was listening to the radio. It was 96 point somebody, and they were playing that song. And the announcer came on. Yeah, and the announcer came on, and he was like, he said, what you gonna do with your side girl later or something soon? So I was like, what? Since when it gets so normal to talk about your side girl easy, So I was like, wondering where it is that we reach that side dudes and side mistresses or side girls, because I don't even know how to say it properly, but reach a norm that people could talk about it, like, what you gonna do with your side girl later, what you gonna do with your side man later, lack of disrespect it has for that people have for committed relationship these days. So when I heard that, and what hurt me the most is the fact that I heard it on the radio, because that you have children listening onto the radio, you have adults, you have all kind of people listening on the radio, and this announcer is making this claim so normal that you're there like, what are the value systems that we haven't anymore? Where we reach, like what is going on with relationships now that we so normal to accept having relationships with people on the side and 3 and 4 others that could cause issues in the relationship now. So that's why I brought it up to you. And I say, you know what? Let us talk about it, because I feel as though some people need to kind of, if they agree with the norm, they can voice their opinion about it. But for most part of it, it's something that I don't condone, because I think a relationship is between 2 people. And I know you share the same values. For me, I think I can talk up for you on that.
Of course.
And it just so happened that today I had my friends over, and I say, you know what, I was just talking to them about it as well, and they had some views as well, in the positive, or in the similar to mine or whatever. So I say, you know what, instead of going away and talking to you alone, we might as well just have a general discussion about it and kind of get where most people, how they feel about it. So if anybody here, I am not the judge, might win. If I forgot Tasha if only 4 side chick and side dude, or they can say yes and give us all the reasoning as to why you feel that way. And then if you're against it, you can also say why as well. So first I want to know.
Can I just say that you're rather sparkling? Like,
I know, right? I was wondering if the t-shirt, if the top one.
Lens flare.
Disco, like in some party. Oh my goodness.
I was like, I wonder if this would show up too much, but I now realize it's all over the place. I'm really shining.
Hi, Rinzi.
Yes.
Welcome.
So Stefan is saying this side chick flick has evolved in so many ways, and it really has. It has become a thing. It has become a norm. And I don't know if you're gonna go back to where it's taboo as compared to being normal. So hi Rinzi Poo. So Bam, what do you think about it? What do you think about my selection of the topic?
Well, I mean, coming off from the radio, it's a big thing, because that is a big influencer for young people, for people on the whole, because you're listening to your favorite radio personality, and if that person is bigging up side pieces and making it a thing, then it makes you feel like, well, yeah, because remember, we as people are influenced by our models or role models. So if it is that you have role models on the radio and that kind of thing, definitely it's going to influence a lot of minds. And as you were saying and mentioning, young minds are listening, they're growing up. And they're growing up in a society where this thing now has looked like it's taken over, committed relationships, and people are actually now settling to be the side man or the side chick, right? And sometimes it really makes you wonder why. Why do you? I mean, and then the thing is, this has so many factors there, but we don't want to dive into all the different areas of it. But sometimes, like for instance, there are these side pieces that are seriously committed. Like,
yes,
like
that is mine.
Right?
Yes.
And you have to wonder, okay, so I'm good enough to be a side piece, but I'm not good enough to be fully committed in a relationship with you. So we're going through all emotions of, okay, well, I am the side chick. Is there a thrill? Like sometimes I wonder, is there a thrill in knowing that, he wants me too? Or when he fed up at you, he could come to me. Like sometimes I'm asking myself, is there a thrill? That's why it's becoming such a norms now that, I decide this and decide that. And it's like, where is your integrity and where is your morals? What about the things that your parents or your grandparents would have taught you in terms of valuing yourself as a person? And okay, fine. Yes, we're not saying no that there are times that we don't want to be experimental. But when you take up yourself and you actually commit to having a head-on relationship with a man or a woman outside what's supposed to be a committed relationship, I have a problem with that. I have an issue with that. And I think, the message we're sending young people definitely is not one of a good one. If you had a one-time freaky experience where you want to try it and think of whatever, fine, but don't make it a habit, something that is a norm for you to do now and continue and practice, because you're definitely sending a wrong message to the young people, and you're telling them like, hey, this is fine, it's fine to have 2 women and 2 men, that's nothing, is because I don't know. So sometimes I ask myself, is there a fetish? Is it because it's a thrill knowing that he wants me too, she wants me too? I don't understand it. I think
one of the problems could be is the fact that a lot of people are afraid of commitment these days. You see, for that word commitment seems to be so large and requires a lot of responsibility that people when you get into a relationship, let's say you're the person who gets into the relationship with someone who is in a relationship. It's just a matter of, I can be all that I can be in a relationship, in a real relationship, without the full-on commitment to the end, because that person will always, not be fully available, and I don't have to make myself fully available. That could be one of the reasons. I don't know if Lynn has any idea on what on the reasons as to why somebody would get involved in it. Lynn, do you have any? She said she lost track. So what Bam has said is that she don't what was the question, Bam? He said that you don't know what is the full reason as to why people would choose to get themselves into a committed relationship with someone who is outside of your who is in a relationship. Why would you choose to get into a committed relationship with someone outside? Is it because of a thrill, or is it because of what do you think the reason is?
I have somebody, but
no.
Yeah, but that person have someone.
You decide, check. Yes. Oh. Why do you think women or men would subject themselves to that rule? Why do you think?
Financially. I think honestly, some women decide. I could only speak for women. I don't know about men, but some women decide to be side chicks. Like women I've encountered who decided to take up that role is because they are not ready for a stable relationship. So they don't want the full commitment.
Exactly.
They prefer, I use him when I'm ready, right, I return him when I'm done. They don't want that commitment of having to always answer to somebody and that kind of thing. So that's my opinion. Some women tend to do that. They're afraid of the commitments.
Men, what do you think, Michael? Talking on the perspective of a man, what do you what do you think would be a guy's reasoning for getting into a relationship with a woman who has a guy?
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, boom. Let's see. This topic is multiple layers,
Of course.
Because you find that now let's be real. Horning and the whole side chick thing it isn't unique. It is nothing.
I don't mean to stop you, Michael, but I'm only seeing like your notes here.
Yeah. Okay.
That's better.
Oh, she see me? Oh, okay, right.
Continue.
Okay, good. So you find, in my opinion, basically speaking, the times have changed, because the whole concept of unfaithfulness, even as the cameras are adjusted, right? The whole concept of unfaithfulness, it isn't new. It's time immemorial. But I think nowadays what is taking place is that people kind of more selfish, right? So you find it's a lot about self-pleasuring. And a lot of times people just don't want commitment. They want the feeling, they want the interaction, they want the encounter. But they don't really want to go through any drama with it. Because right now, as it stands, unlike any other time in history, we are inundated with sex. Sex is all over the place. So you find it is on our mind so much that, hey, listen, I want to experience it with this one, or with that one, or with that one. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'll say that for now. That is the introductory statement.
So I would like to
Sasha
add,
is saying.
I would like to add, my 2 cents.
Yes, of course, Sasha.
As Michael has just spoken.
Are you hearing Sasha? Are you hearing Sasha?
Right? Yes. Cheers, Michael. So I think that a lot of relationships now are not based on trust. A lot of relationships now are based on just beer. I don't want to say feelings, lust. That's the word, Michael. Thanks. Lust. So you see somebody, you just decide, okay, I want to have a little small thing with them, And then we have the serious relationships that damage, hamper, destroy, the good relationships that people have now. And we think that, okay, what could have caused someone who is in a steady, long-term relationship to focus, as you say, on
somebody else,
on a outside relationship. But that happens when the outside relationship becomes more of a focus for, I would say, financial goals, for wanting or allowing that person who was supposed to be a side chick into your relationship, so much so that they start to influence the way that you think, the way that you feel, the decisions that you make, that kind of thing. And that's where you start to think differently about that person that you're with right now. So I think that a lot of it is, as you say, if you focus more on a side chick, it's for that reason, that you let that person into your life and you let them in too deep, as they say. So that's my opinion on that topic.
I think it all boils down to the fact that a lot of people are hurt out here, and hurt people tend to hurt people. And it's a cycle that just, like, for some reason, I'm not going to end there. And when you get hurt, it's like, I'm not going to, the amount of commitment you would put behind our next relationship obviously decreases. So yes, you're committed, but there's still a lot of space that you leave open for that disappointment. I mean, I've heard it too much times. I've said it even for myself, that you always leave room for disappointment. And that leaving room for disappointment is the spot where that side person can come through and infiltrate. And when they come and infiltrate the self, it's just a matter of, now you're in a predicament, and too many people let that happen without fixing themselves, without fixing their issues from the past relationship. And now it is becoming normal. It is becoming our life. It's becoming something that I'm sure. You know what I've heard, Bam, which hurt my soul a little bit, was that cheating is inevitable. Or I was watching a video on recently, on somebody posted this video on their Instagram page, and the woman, she wrote a book. Now I understand where she's coming from, believe you me, I do. But at the same time, it was a little bit hurtful. She was talking about why it is we getting mad that men go having multiple women, and because this is a normal thing. This is something that you cannot avoid. The desire for men to want other women is as natural as breathing. So why is it that women are getting? It apparently it is to have more than one person. It takes a lot of work to remain faithful, or to remain committed. I should say faithful, because you can remain faithful, but it takes a lot of work for you to mentally focus yourself on one person, and the feeling or that desire to have multiple people in your life, I think, is stronger for this is what she's saying, for men. And she's saying why it is that women are getting upset. Just accept it and move on. You will lose less sleep. You will lose less. You'll have less stress in your life once you just accept that fact. And all these examples you have out here talking about accept it, take it. It makes you wonder why it is that this is so normal. Like, is this life? Like, are we supposed to accept it or keep fighting for those people who want 100% monogamy or 100% faithfulness, 100% loyalty? Are we supposed to continue fighting for that or not? Are you confused?
You see, I think it all boils back down to what you were saying about hurt people, right? And in our first season, we would have talked about self-awareness and being able to, look at yourself and identify things within yourself that needs changing, right? People are selfish beings, right? They are all for what they can get, how they can feel, and rather thinking about the other person, they do things to always please themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that is their headspace. You find now commitment is an issue because I want to feel, this type of way in sex, right? Because it boils back down to sex at the end of the day, right? And this partner that I'm with is not able to fulfill this need for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the mere fact that, okay, it might start off as a horn, and then when the person gets horn now, you find out feelings that they get involved because, oh good, the man spin me around my head, Jesus, Lord, what is that? And never feel this way with my current situation, so wait ready this.
Yes.
You find now you're physically in one relationship, but you're mentally in another. And then what happens now is that you find yourself going to the other relationship mentally because where you're at mentally is where you really want to be,
Mm-hmm.
Just there physically because probably, like we say, you have children. And some people don't like to detach because of the children. But what makes sense, you're saying something, messing it up. The children will get big, they won't stay small forever. And you're staying there now and you're telling yourself, well, hey, we together for the children. But the children, when they get bigger, they will realize that mommy and daddy in a hot mess. Mommy has she whole side man outside, daddy has his side piece outside. And what's really going on here is this normal thing for us now to do. Now you're creating more damaged individuals and you're having them in a space now where they're asking questions, trying to figure out, what's really going on here. So I think what happens is we need to start fighting for committed relationships where, we have granny's old saying and values coming back, because I think it's something about the generations. When they die out, the new generations just want to do what they want. Nobody just want to keep what Granny used to say. Granny say, listen,
Michael agrees with you.
close your leg is a young lady.
Michael is agreeing with you.
There's one quick thing we got, isn't it?
Go ahead.
Now, you see, Bambi, you see that point you make there? In terms of the values, now I listened to all here, and it became real sense. And one thing I realized is this. Now, like I said before, porn has always been taking place. Cheating, sorry. Has always been taking. Sorry. Remember using the before, cheating was taboo because family values were more entrenched in society.
Exactly.
But you cannot realize now every generation has passed, it's starting to get worse and worse and worse. So every following generation adopted fewer values than what they grew up with. So now we are in a time where instead of it being taboo, cheating is commonplace, it's actually subconscious.
And this is my issue.
Yes. So widely available, listen, it's nothing more. Right? So that point of view, Bambi, is very succinct. Right? Yeah, values don't be drained. And of course, godlessness has also increased. That's I know. Because watch me, really quickly. Before the time I married someone, remember, I committed to that person, to God. You understand? So not to say I could do this thing on my own. I'm accountable to my wife and to the Lord. So if I'm not accountable to anybody but myself, then I could change my rules accordingly. Do I want to? We need to consider because it has to be a reason why this thing so widespread, so commonplace. You know what I mean? So it's a question for even the commenters to chime in on as well.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
he's right.
Just now, Bam, I just want to read. Hello. I just wanted to read some of the comments that was given before, and so we don't lose too much of what was given. So Rinzi said it's because a lot of men degrade women to a point where they feel as if they can't do better, and they allow these men to put in their head that into a polygamous relationship or something like that. Yes. Petito said it's a matter of choice and what you want for yourself. If marriage is your thing, then that life would work, which is the side chick, side dude kind of thing. But if you want a relationship with freedom, this works. And with respect to that comment, yes, it works. That may work for you. But I think you could just get into a relationship that is void of marriage, where both people agree that they want to not be in a marriage, as compared to hurting somebody. Because, first of all, the idea of side chick and side dude means somebody didn't know. And when it is you have somebody who doesn't know, that is betrayal. So if that person finds out, then it's betrayal. However, if that person knows and they agree with it, then that's an open relationship. So that would have been what we was talking about
before.
A week ago. Yeah, with respect to open relationships, that is completely different from sides. Sides is betrayal, right?
So you're here.
Gabriel said a relationship isn't one person decision, so it is not one person disrespecting the other. It's you, something like that. Yeah. And Stefan said, some are committed to being a friend, and those who have been hurt so many times rather stay single and just enjoy single life. Yeah, I think that's where everybody kind of going.
That is
yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Bambi, look what Sasha Face just brought.
Whoa.
What
is
White
that?
crystal, control, gin.
Gin?
This one is not gin. Oh.
You're trying to mess me up here today. Sorry.
I feel like you're real good right now. You get your life good upstairs right now. Okay? We're not going through that. We have a nice discussion. We like
on the line, right? On the end, like
I feel like they know what we're talking about.
We all listening. We
it's not no children listening, right?
Why are we having no behavior?
Y'all like know what y'all just said, okay? Rewind.
Let us have behavior.
We're not drinking juice.
I am going to my bed to sleep.
To pray and to sleep.
say my prayer and sleep.
Amen.
After this, guys. Oh my gosh.
Jazz.
Yeah. Yes.
No, that's not happening.
Yes. Anyway. Yes. So we were saying.
Yeah. I think we were talking about who said their stuff last, Michael.
Michael spoke last.
Back to the generation, right? So what I was saying is that, and Michael is right, it all boils back down to the generations and, what we would have been taught in granny days. And I think we being that generation that came from that and understand values and principles and that kind of thing, we have to bring it back. Because the generations after us, they're in a mess. They're literally just doing what they want. They feel how they feel. Everything is everything. I and my feelings, and I think it's because of things that they don't literally want to deal with personally for themselves, that they prefer to just have, and it all stems back to the hurts they had in a committed relationship, because nobody just picks up themselves a day and decide, I want to be a side piece, and they never taste a relationship committed before. Nobody does that.
Yeah,
nobody.
Yeah, I get you.
It's because you were hurt. It's because you probably tried it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and they say, but wait, now this thing is making no sense. Best, I already live my life and free up myself, get my taste buds to be going, and however it is I feel to be pleased, I will be pleased. Because nobody just wakes up, as I say, and decides to be a side piece. You understand? So
and
it's definitely think because of hurt relationships that cause them to go that way.
But then consideration.
Not only that.
Yeah, you must have. I mean, okay, we're human and we feel and we love and we whatever, but consideration for the person in the relationship. you as a man or you as a woman. I mean, we going out to the stages and the generations of morals and values, but at the same time, you're not thinking about the person who in the relationship that you're trying to
no, but that's
to break up.
No, but
you're not thinking about the person who
we are the problem.
In that monogamous or believing that you in that monogamous relationship.
No, but that is where we say the problem is coming because of the fact that if it is that everybody consented to this, then you could say, hey, we have an open relationship. Everybody is fine. Everybody know, but I know about she know about me, he know about he, everybody know. So nobody feels some kind of way. But what we're saying is the problem with these titles that people trying to make so normal is the fact that you are hurting someone who does not deserve to be hurt because they believe they're in a monogamous relationship, but however they are not. And then when they finally find out the distrust that they're going to cause on society now, because the next person who can't come to them with that kind of shit. You know, they can't come in a certain manner, or this person now had to work 10 times as much as they should have to work in order to get your trust. And then you find the other person, because the guy who now trying fed up, so he settled for some other person who will hurt him, and then that person settled for somebody who will hurt them. Okay, and then we have a bunch of children who's being brought up in dysfunctional families, and they don't even know how to love the brother, the sister. They don't know how to love the mother properly. They don't know how to love anybody because everybody is just dysfunctional, and that's because you decide you wanted to ignore the fact that you hurting a male or a female in a relationship.
Yes. Exactly.
So this so apparently I need to take a drink and put into my hand. Hold on. Apparently I'm moving too slow. The hurricane melted. Bam, I really wish that you were here, joining in. Joining in on us. But I would like. Oh, sorry, my darling. Sorry.
Yes, honey. Yes. This has to happen next time, A Jazz Bambi has to do with everybody again, Everybody.
Yes, everybody. What are you drinking, by the way? I didn't ask you.
A spritzer like you.
A spritzer like me. Well, honestly, I would like to. One of the points I was going to make. Now, I think I can speak again. I can speak on behalf, I guess, of females, right? I would like a male to join in and chime in as to why a guy would get into be a side dude, right? However, but in terms of the female, I think one of the reasons why a woman would get involved in that situation, Sasha Face would have mentioned the financial benefits of it. Now, I know, like, for a female, you may not be looking for something, you might be looking for a husband, but the man that is who is able to provide you with the financial stability that you desire, or the financial assistance that you desire, most times, not all, but most times, he is an older married guy. You know? Yeah, he's an older married guy. And I think that is why a lot of females may get involved in it, because I mean, what it comes down to, remember when since the first episode we were going to talk about the 3 things, the basic needs of a female, which is affection, communication, and security. Females require security, and if it is she cannot provide it fully for herself, and these guys, these single men out here trying to organize themselves, I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're trying to organize themselves. They're probably not yet at that point in their life where they can, give females the thing, give females the things that they want, and and I'm talking outside of a marriage, because remember, she really wants a marriage. She just wants the financial benefits. And in order to get that without commitment, you have to go with a man who is married. So that's why, for females, I could see that being a reason as to why they would do it. You know, for the men, I really don't know. Yeah, Michael, you know?
Michael, would you like to
You can give it. I don't
Stefan says, comfort, financial, sexual adventure, fun, all things that may be lacking in the current relationship, and they feel more secure with a married man. This is on behalf of the woman.
Yes. Yes, so that's for the woman. So Michael, you're back to you when you
Stefan made a good point.
for the men, eh?
Yeah, no. I of course don't cheat, right?
Let's hold on, let's do that again. Michael does not cheat.
And I believe Michael.
That's a life.
That's a relationship.
Nothing.
Right? Rushing nonsense words. No. You think I want to play? No. My little 2 cents in this whole thing, I think fellas, plenty fellas nowadays would like to be the side man. Because, okay, now, ladies only can bear out with this. When it comes to sex, women tend to become, how should I put it? If a woman cheats, it's because she's unhappy.
Right.
If a man cheats, it's because you are really slow.
Mm-hmm.
So you find sex for us is not as connecting as it is to women.
True.
So let me say fellas now going or a man has he sees a committed woman. Better yet, because there's no commitment there, right. It's just the release and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And she always available.
Correct. Right. Girl, go back by your husband, girl, I just want to stay quick to yourself, you know, that kind of way. Yeah. So that is why many fellas don't mind that. They will love that. They will actually look on to see if you're wearing on your finger. Hey, watch me.
That's what they pursue.
The praying on land.
Wow. You see?
Understand?
Get the space.
Yeah, so that is it. Well, of course, fellas in comments go bear out, but sex for fellas is not as binding unless she real good and she catching it. But you know, besides that, it's just for pleasure.
Well said, Michael. Well said.
Yes, Len.
But I don't do it.
Len.
Michael,
right.
Is a good one.
No, he does not cheat.
Yeah, you know, right? Yes, right. Check to Michael.
Yes, Michael. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and he's right. And the thing is, why we as women, you know, subject ourselves to this? You know, is it that we like being treated this way? I mean, okay, yes, there are the factors where we go for financial stuff, but the women that actually make this an actual commitment that I am doing this. This is what I'm doing. Why? Why are you putting yourself in a place to be treated by a man that just wants some sex from you? You know? Okay, fine. Yeah, and then the thing too, some of them are demanding and disrespectful to the actually committed wife or person that the man is in a relationship with. They get so bold-faced.
But it's sweet to the side chick, eh? That's
Yeah. And I mean, come on. Like, I mean, where are your morals? Why are you as a woman degrading yourself like this? Just for what, money? I mean, these things will only happen for a time, but you're really telling yourself that this is what you want for the rest of your life? You're really telling yourself that, hey, I truly could do like the side chick thing for the rest of my life. No, you really want a committed relationship, hence the reason you're holding on to this person, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You want it.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that, go ahead, who is that? Preach.
That's Sasha.
So Bambi, do you think that they're thinking that far ahead? I really don't think they're thinking that far ahead.
I don't think so too.
I think we reach a stage where we thinking today for tomorrow. Just like how we living today for tomorrow, and we live for today, whatever happens tomorrow. And that's what we're raising our children with now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the side chick roles, a lot of the side men roles, our children seeing it, and we okay with our children seeing it.
Yeah.
We don't live and we don't live in a place, in a society where people think that far ahead.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about 5 years down the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a messed up child because she saw all the men that I brought home.
Yeah.
We're not thinking about as a man. I have 1 million side chick when my wife goes to work or whatever, and my daughter seeing this, my son seeing this. What are they going to grow up to? We're not thinking about that, you know. We're thinking about this sweetness now.
Yes.
We're thinking about
Selfish.
one people. We're thinking about ourselves,
Yes.
and that's what it is.
Yes.
It's a selfish act.
Yes.
That is what it is, right? All we're thinking about,
Yes.
all we're thinking about is living today for tomorrow. Whether we feeling to do something or we're not feeling to do something,
Exactly.
whether it's hurting somebody, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're not going to deal with that today.
Yeah. It's about me today.
And like one thing I would like to add, with respect to not thinking about the future, and this goes for men and women. I think people not realizing how fast time flying,
It does.
and putting yourself in that position, you could get carried away and don't even realize 10 years passed, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I know not, this is not a personal person that I know, but I know of a story of a woman who got involved with a man who was married. He had children. They got involved when she was young, and then she fell in love. Like they both fell in love with each other. But I guess his ties to his marriage kept him in his marriage for as long as he could. And she eventually got to menopause age, still with this man, never been able to have children, never been able to do anything, never got the experience of marriage, never had the experience of all these things. And then I think what happened is that he passed away and everything went to his wife. And then she was like, after all these years, you have nothing together.
So I would give the flip side. So I would tell you my profession is a teacher, and I've been a teacher for 13 years. And when I just started to train, there were many challenges. And one parent of a child who was 4 years old, she used to come ever so often to the yard, and she came more and more regularly. And she would park the car, the husband's car, in the yard, take the baby, and leave. She just asked for permission to park in the yard. We thought she would be traveling to somewhere or whatever. So we gave permission for her to park in the yard. And after a while, you started to see the son or the child who was in the school environment starting to look down. He didn't want to do any work and that kind of thing. One day, the husband came to the yard of the school and he was most upset. He was cursing, he was carrying on, obviously he was distraught or whatever. And only to find out that every time she came there, and she was coming with the baby, every time she came there, she came to go and meet somebody, this particular person. After that, the child remained in the school for that year. It probably had a term again, and the child was never the same. He never wanted to do. He stayed for the entire day with his head on the table, and no matter how much you tried to get him to get up, have fun with his friends, he didn't want to, because whatever was going on at home, whatever he saw at home, whatever was going on between mommy and daddy, it wasn't okay for him. And that's why I stress on the fact that we let our children see the things that we do and all the mistakes that we make, not thinking about 1 year down the road, 2 days down the road. It really affects not just us, but people around us. And I think that's what we have to take into consideration. And because I'm in the field of teaching, I would say that it really affects the children a lot more than we think. And that's another discussion. I would love to be on that discussion, but we will take that another day.
Yes, Gil, yes.
Look, existential, Rich. Listen to me. Ease me up. I'll let you know one time. Ease me up. No. Thank you. Continue, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, you see, I think that's why I was talking about the generations. We have to bring it back. We have to fight hard to bring back these things and start teaching the children the right way how to deal with these guys, because it really affects the children worse than it affects the adults. Adults are selfish and they're thinking for now, as we're talking, and tomorrow I wonder what I could do and how sweet I could feel and whatever. And then you're not really studying the child that growing up, but the child that growing up is the one that affected the most. And this cycle continues because you're creating more broken humans, people who are confused, people who don't know what they want or what they need to do because they see mommy, they see daddy doing X, Y, and Z, and they have questions of their own. So now when they become adults now, they asking, okay, well, I think this is probably the way to go. And if somebody else show them, nah, they don't want to try that, because at the end of the day, they are accustomed seeing one thing.
Exactly. This is the norm.
Yeah, and I mean, we need to break that cycle. We need to start fighting back for our children's future, start building human beings that are actually, stable and mentally stable, physically, everything, because, I mean, we're going to create more problems for other people's daughters and other people's sons. Yeah. I mean, we have to think about that. You understand?
But Bambi, who's going to start the cycle? That's where the problem comes in. That's it. And I'm going to start the cycle, and I am going to be in a monogamous relationship. Right. And I am going to. And then what about my partner?
No, then
what about my partner?
Then you remain the same, and you be in a monogamous relationship.
Because I can only speak for myself, and as for everybody here in this discussion, I can only speak for myself. When I go to work, I'm not working right now. We're on a couple of months vacation.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
But but when I go to work, what is my partner who I am faithful to?
You can't control.
And that's where we have a problem. Because let me tell you something. My thesis for my degree, my profession is teaching. My degree is in counseling and education. So my thesis was based on communication.
Hold on, that's not what we first said. We have a professional on the panel here today.
Right? My thesis was based on communication between the male and the female. And why is it so hard for a male to communicate with a female? And what we have now is, I would like to say, for want of better words, a bunch of children, because even adults behave like children sometimes.
Yes.
A bunch of children who don't know how to speak to one another, or who don't know how to, just like how you could tell the side chick, hey, I don't like how you're grinding, so you could tell your wife, hey, baby, if you grind so, it will be better,
And we talk about it in episode 8 of season 1. Talking.
That's where it all falls to hell. You see, communication, when we feel like we can't communicate with the person that we're with, but we could communicate with
somebody
side chick,
else, yes.
That's where we have a big problem.
Yeah. I agree. Go, Michael. Say your piece.
Now, just a quick thing, right? Even as Sasha, right? Now, I think there's to be a convergence here of two topics. Now, even as we're talking cheating here, I have seen in many cases where vice versa, right? They're seeing red flags. They're seeing evidence and they're seeing signs of cheating. Or they're seeing signs of something a little I'm missing. But at the same time, what's taking place? You're making excuses and you're basically rationalizing.
That's the truth, though. We have a lot of that.
Watch me, I can guarantee you. But a person could only lie for so long because you have to keep making up lies. You have to keep putting on a defensive demeanor. Right? So truth will always reign supreme. So my point is, a lot of these times these things could have been avoided. Everyone see red flags, deal with it one time. Forget feelings. Hey, you're playing up. Bye-bye. Peace out. And they go on.
Well, I mean, you don't always had a one time you see red flag, peace out, and
no, deal with it.
True. Deal with it. I agree.
Communicate.
Yeah, because watch me. If it is that a soft position is adopted, then it gives credence to continue in it. You know what I mean? And we don't want to happen. So again, a lot of times, if you see things happening according to one time, man,
But I think Lynn and I was looking at a series recently on relationship goals. Very healthy. very. Look at that, Michael.
Sorry.
Christian
I introduced
discussion.
this to my group now, so can I?
A very healthy Christian discussion on relationship goals.
Yes.
And where we want to see ourselves in relationship. And I think I forgot what I was going to say. What Michael was talking about.
Yes,
the red flags. And I think what happens is we sort of want to be alone.
Yes.
We sort of want to start over from scratch. We don't want to, oh God, I spent so much time with this person. And a lot of the times, we don't see the red flags in the first year. We don't see the red flags in the second year. We see the red flags when we full-fledged in this relationship.
No, we didn't see it,
No, we didn't see it. We didn't know it.
When I mean, they wouldn't show you the whole style.
Yeah.
The red flags are very minor in the first and second year of the
It's just
relationship. And then after that, they don't meet your mother, your father, your sister, your auntie, your uncle. So it's like, oh God,
That touch.
I have to go and start this thing over, boy, or I have to go back and, or you're in this committed thing where you have a certain bond, whether it's sorry, mom's distracted with you.
Yeah. Mommy, you have a comment to make as a,
right?
you know, one of our elders.
Hi, Mumsy.
Yes, one of our, no contributions.
Let me just see mom's dress now.
Continue.
Right,
Hello,
mom,
Sasha.
sorry, my apologies. Mom's and she dressed all this. Sorry. So I think a lot of it is because we don't want to feel lonely or be lonely. And just where we started in the discussion with us building ourselves before we start in the relationship, a lot of us, I have to say us because we're all adults in this discussion, a lot of us not teaching our children what we want in our relationship. They say train your daughters in a way, in a certain standard, so that she doesn't have to lower her standard when she gets into a relationship. However, she knows what she deserves, but she's not willing to trample a man to get it. And I guess vice versa. He's not going. A male is not going to. Excuse.
Yeah, let us talking while we talking.
Yeah. And in the same way, we train our boy children. In the same way, he's not going to depend on this woman to cook for him, wash for him, clean for him. We train them to be, yes, independent, but not self-reliant on their partner. And I think that's what we have now. A whole lot of people who either self-reliant or who don't want to be lonely, or people who, as we said, messed up because they had this experience, like my student who probably, because he would have been about 70 now.
He will be 17 now.
He would be about 70 now, if 13, yeah.
Okay.
He would be about 70 now. Imagine what he going through in a relationship.
Imagine what he doing.
She eventually, I forgot that part of the story. Sorry, guys. She eventually left him with all the children, and she had 3. She left him with all the children. So he had to deal with her, firstly, honing him. Secondly, having these 3 children. One was a baby, and left him with the children, and he had to work to take care of them. What these 4 children would have been going through for the last 13 years.
Wow. Well, yeah, it's really no. It's real. It's real.
It is. It is very, very real. It is very real.
But again, it comes back to what my problem is. My problem is the fact that why it is so normal on the radio for you to be telling me about your side girl and your side man. I don't like that. I find and the music, because the song I started off playing, you know.
Yeah, listen, my a friend of mine was telling me the other day, well, not me, he didn't really say it specifically to me, but he was making a general statement on his social media platform. And he says that when it comes to upliftment, when it comes to doing things the right way, when it comes to doing things in a standard, a specific standard, people don't like that. However, if you hear music with skin out and beat him, and if everybody skin out, beat him, what?
Where's Macadamia song? We take man for them. Look. Take your house and land and run it.
You find out you draw more to that, right? And that's the thing, because the reason for that is because we like too much bacchanal and confusion, and we like to relate to too much canker and too much we don't like to be a little modernized and standards and follow certain criteria and and commitment. No, what side check this and side check that and skin out and this and that, bubble on. We like them thing. You find out we take it more to the thing. But if you say, come on everybody, let's lift our hands and praise the Lord, everybody's so. But what she mean? What's that?
Michael has a question for you.
I have a question for the panel and listeners and viewers and commenters. If it stands that this thing's so taboo and we don't like it so much, then why do we dance and kind of celebrate it in pop culture? You know what I mean? Because we say we don't like it, but when it appears in the form of songs, we just dance it.
Exactly.
And we can validate it too. You understand?
Exactly.
So subconsciously, we accepting this thing as a norm.
Exactly.
Like back on the frame.
So
exactly, and
that's what you were just saying. With the bacchanal, we like bacchanal.
My friend was saying that that we tend to lean more on that side for those types of music. We had to check ourselves because we go sing it in songs, but if it happens to us in a relationship, oh gosh,
you're vexed.
Bad. But Patty see me and call your man name. You're all up there and if you see them to shame. And why is it?
No, but it have real songs. It have real songs with this thing.
If you're in a party and air dance, it's a rap.
Who said
Shentia?
Right,
Johnny says no job. Shentia. And the side check is his own, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. We need to check ourselves when it comes to the things that we listen to and we give hype to, because if you don't stand for something in the relationships, don't stand for it in a song either. It should turn you off. You understand?
Exactly.
And that is where we mess up. It's not just a song. It's just a song. Yeah, but like happen to you in a relationship now, you're bad like crap. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No, you have to be an example all wrong, right? True. You understand? Whatever you listen to, what you're tuning to, it must reflect, your life in that way. Dexter, that's oh God, well, he's a whole problem by himself.
Yes, sir.
You understand? He's a whole problem by himself. But at the end of the day, I think to stop this cycle, we, the generation that it stopped with, need to revamp these things in the youth. We need to have a different approach and teaching to our children. A lot of people talk about especially when it comes to raising boy children, they teach boy children, get up, don't cry. You see that needs to stop. That needs to stop. Boys are allowed to have emotions. And that's a big reason why a lot of men do not show their feelings and don't express and don't communicate, because we as parents say, what happened is a boy, get up, you go cry for that. And the boy, okay, mommy.
I don't know. The weird thing or the bad thing is that the side chick just let them cry and beat herself, and then so does get hooked and
Exactly.
That's what they like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She like, come cry on my shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we need to check ourselves. We need to check ourselves when it comes to how we teach our children and what we teach them. That whole system needs to be revamped and revised, how we raise our kids, boys especially, because we will teach a girl children, it's okay to share your feelings, honey. It's okay to be like this, but why can't it be like that for the boy? There must be a balance in life. You understand? So it starts there. It starts with us, one, and it starts how we raise our kids, because that's going to make a difference for the generation and generations to come. And when we are stern and remember that even in our adulting life, hey, sometimes when you catch yourself bending down and whining and getting on something, oh God, the child, you have to be mindful of these things, because the children are only going to do what they're seeing. What they know, what they are wrong, is what they are going to do and say. So we need to be the examples for them. We need to start thinking, not selfishly, and it has to start with us. and something Michael was saying that I wanted to touch on, but we got so excited when he talked about the red flags, right? It's not that when you're choosing, just like how you would consider yourself a good woman, and Michael would consider himself a good man.
That doesn't cheat.
Right, that does not cheat. Right? There are still good men and women out here, right?
Of course.
However, when we are on our drive to search for relationships, right, and search for a partner to be in a committed relationship in that sense, right? Yes, sometimes all the flags may not show, but there are flags that show itself. And in this day and age, people are not keeping it back. They are showing themselves. Long time when you and I was probably a little dating or whatever, you kind of say, well, you know, he hide it a little bit and he's the sweetest thing ever. And it's only when we're married now. But people now, they are showing themselves. So you can't accept me for that. You can't accept me for this.
I agree.
This is who I am. You know, it's either you say, I am not settling for this, or this is a huge red flag for me. Don't settle and take it because you tell yourself, well, one, are too old, because that's a lot of women problem, are old in age now, and well, the quickest thing that come now, I'm gonna settle and take it. You deserve better. You deserve somebody that will be willing to commit to you. If you seen a big red flag with this man that's looking like he little, you know, all over the place, run, sis, run. Don't stay there and say, well, I'm 48 now and I can't. No,
you can't do better.
As long as you have life in your body, there's hope to get a good man and a good woman out here. You consider yourself a good man and a good woman just as much as you do that. There are people out here, they're good too. You just have to take some time to get to, you know, get the partner. You understand? All men not bad, all women not bad. There are the ones that are out here that want that committed relationship. However, sis, bro, take your time. You see red flags, acknowledge the red flags. Don't let your feelings cloud your judgments. Because there's no deep down in our hearts what is what. But we just say, I will give him a chance and see if he go change. He not changing. He not changing.
Unless he wants to. Unless he wants to. Yeah.
But you know, the general men, they're not going to. So don't settle for the the nonsense. You know how much you are worth. And you know, it starts with us. It starts with us. At the end of the day, choose the right partner and work with your partner. You only in a relationship to avoid having the process of porn, the process of side men and side pieces or whatever the case is. Work on your relationship, communicate, talk, be self-aware of you as a person, what you are not doing in your relationship, because these are the root causes of why people venture into side pieces and accept it as the norms now, because they're having issues with their committed relationship. You understand? So they really need to start checking that, start knowing, okay, what it is am I doing wrong, and really find out and see if you are the right piece. Sometimes we tell ourselves this is the partner for us, but really and truly it isn't. It isn't. We tell ourselves, yes, I with this person, but really and truly, that's not the right man or right woman for you. Hence the reason you're having a lot of problems.
I agree.
What existential say? I have to go check it out.
Where was Sasha face mix here? Starting to kick in.
So I guess.
I started to see double. like I started to see double. Listen, don't let your friends mix your drinks. Mix your own drink.
It's true. Mix your own drink. So I think we covered a good basis on this topic. And I'm really hoping and I'm praying that we're able to invoke some sort of change. It all starts and begins with us as an individual.
Bam, exactly. And because I think once you make that decision that this is how you're gonna live your life, regardless of how anybody else treats you.
Yeah.
You would, I think, and everybody makes that decision to do that. I think eventually things will turn around. It's just because people just get fed up and be like, you know what, forget it. I go and do whatever I want to do. Marriage ain't shit anyway. It didn't make sense to get in it. You know, just let me just live. Right? Let me just live. What red woman syndrome? What are you talking about?
The red woman syndrome. I think they stigmatize red women too much.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole different discussion. Yeah. And I don't know what's the red woman syndrome, to be honest. Somebody needs to educate more on that one. But yes, you know. So I that was just my issue, you know, and I felt as though, like, you know, I wanted to bring it forward because it's something that I did not appreciate at all, because for the mere fact that children probably were listening, you know, and the way that it was broadcasted, because I know that once upon a time, it was taboo to be found in an extramarital affair. It was taboo to be with someone else, you know, while you're with somebody. And it was taboo even for you to be the person that, you know, it was frowned upon. It's not the best thing. It's not good in God's eyes. And, you know, I guess a lot of people, because of the lack of connection with their spiritual side, it's probably why all of this happening too. But as our next topic for our next another time, you know, So,
well, I totally
you know,
enjoyed it. It was really lovely, you know. I did.
No, you don't wanna say goodbye to Bambi.
Everybody, good night. Good night. Good night. Big up
Say bye-bye, mommy. Say bye-bye. Well, to you wanna show yourself? Well, look, Sasha face wants to say goodbye. She's no longer anonymous, so let's say goodbye to Sasha face.
It was quite a healthy discussion, right? So I believe that we had a real good discussion. I will be back on the program.
Look at that. We brought her from hiding. Yes. So yes, but hey, my bums. No, it's Gavian who say, hey, moms, are confused with Bambi. Yes, and then the alcohol, the purple hurricane thing that I'm drinking here. It sounds like a food. You know, so Bam, again, I wish you were here, but hopefully we'll be able to meet up and do a session together.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right? So
thank you guys so much for joining. Remember that on Wednesday we have Q&A Wednesday. We apologize for last week not having. We had a little bit of glitch, but we would be on Wednesday here, Q&A Wednesday. So any questions you may have, do remember to send it on our platform at Bam Talks Too Much, at Jazz Talks Too Much, and DM us any questions you may have. Feel free to check out our YouTube pages. Sorry, like my sprit's getting to me too, boy.
Don't come in. Yeah, right?
You'll talk with Jazz. Right? And we have Facebook pages, They'll Talk with Jazz and Bambi, and at GTWJB, right? Please feel free to reach out to us. And
it's like a song.
And share all your questions with us for this upcoming Wednesday, Q&A Wednesday. It was really nice having each and every one of you on, as always.
Yes.
Yes. It was lovely having me. Hiding. That's how good the discussion was.
And it was very last minute, and I'm glad you all were good sport and decided to join in. And
thank you guys so much.
Yes, it was
you know. So so guys, you see you all on Wednesday for Q&A Wednesday. Join in at 8 p.m. on IG Live. And we go in and, you know, relax a bit with respect to this topic and see if we could find a game or something to drive the point in a little bit more when it comes to side chick and side man. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, you know?
Yes.
So, so guys, like I always say, And I pray that I remember what I was always say, because I know I was always say it, you know. So love the life, and as lovers live. And as live the life that you love, and love the life that you live. Wait, that's it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
She not been drinking juice, okay? She has not been drinking juice.
Live the life that you love, and love the life that you live. Yes.
Guys, and like I always say, train your mind to see the good in everything. Positivity at the end of the day is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts.
Yes, I am Jazz.
And I'm Bambi.
Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Something by my side, girl. You make me start to hate my wife, girl. What do you want for you? Joke with me, say, do you something bad, girl?